So the camera quality is going to be a little bit different from now on because I was recording all of these on my phone, and then my phone's doing that shitty thing of free up space, and there's literally no space that I can free up because I just need to buy a new phone. Which I don't know when that's going to be, but I just need to buy a new phone. But so now I'm going to be doing all of this on my webcam on my laptop, so forgive me for the even worse quality than it already was. But this probably isn't going to be a very long video today. Main reason being my narcolepsy is acting up. Oh, hi kitty. I'll show you cat. One cat. But my narcolepsy is acting up. And if you don't know what narcolepsy is, it's a disease that ranges in severity from just feeling constantly tired and like you didn't get any sleep, and then being so exhausted that you essentially faint, but it's you falling asleep, not from lack of blood or oxygen to the brain. It's just that you're that tired. And most of the time, mine is only to the point where it's just excessive daytime sleepiness. It's like I never actually got any rest the night before. I'm just really exhausted. I'm tired. And it's like that every day. And then there's some days like today where I'm just like literally falling over. I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning for work, so that certainly doesn't help. And then even when I got home, I was going to lay down for a short nap and see if that would help me, and no, I ended up sleeping for like 3 hours, and I feel really bad about it. But today just moved in like this huge blur. Like I remember going to work and I remember getting home, but anything I did in between there, I just completely blocked out, which isn't all my narcolepsy. I mean, it contributes to that, but I have some other stuff going on in the noggin that contributes to memory loss, but I'm just tired. Hi, kitty. Yes, hi. Maybe you guys will get to see me fall asleep. I do have narcolepsy with cataplexy. So for people who don't really understand what cataplexy is, because the scientific way of explaining it can be a little bit complicated, but basically what it looks like is somebody trying to fight off sleep. So it's like your brain trying to tell you go to bed, you need to sleep. Like I'm sure all of us have stayed up super late to the point where you're literally nodding off. It's like that. It's like all your muscles get really tense and they're like, okay, go to bed, go to bed. It's like before you pass out. So hopefully I don't get that, but if I do, you'll get to see that. So that's fun. So what I'm basically going to do is just practice the strumming patterns and the chords that I know from memory. Because not only will that help my brain stay awake if I do stuff from memory, but also I'm too tired to practice a super long time. And usually my videos are around 10-ish minutes, but I always practice a little bit after I stop filming. I usually can't film very much longer than I do because of my low storage space. The dumbass fucking. Usually I can't because of my low storage space thing, but hopefully if I'm filming on the webcam it'll be better. I just need a better camera. I just need a camera, period. Maybe we can do like a story time with like soft ukulele in the background. All ASMR style. I thought about making an ASMR channel for a really long time, actually. That was something I wanted to do. Still haven't clipped my nails because sleepiness. Stop licking your butt right in front of me. Right in front of my salad. But ASMR, even though, as much as people make fun of it, and I make fun of it too, because, you know, do it for the meme, but it actually does help me a lot because I do have very severe panic disorder. And strangely, even though I have narcolepsy, so excessive daytime sleepiness, I also have insomnia, which means you can't fall asleep at night. So, in like the most layman's terms, my brain's sleep pattern is backwards. I'm actually nocturnal. I went in for a sleep study one time because not only do I have really bad sleep patterns and I'm exhausted all the time, I also get really bad night terrors. I sleepwalk, I sleep talk, and just my sleep in general is really shitty. So I went in for a sleep study and a nap study. So what they did was they hooked me up to a bunch of machines, had me sleep throughout the night, and then throughout the day, every 2 hours, they had me take a 30-minute nap and timed how quickly I fell asleep and then how quickly I woke back up. And they found when I was trying to fall asleep for the night that I was tossing and turning and I was laying there for a couple of hours and my brain just would not shut off. And then when I did sleep, my brain was excessively hyperactive in the dream state. And they can't tell what you're dreaming, of course, but they can tell how intense your dream is. And my dreams were very overactive, very aggressive. Not necessarily aggressive as in like violent aggressive, but aggressive as in they were very fast paced and there wasn't usually like a time in between them. Normally, when people dream, and this is all stuff they told me because I didn't know, but normally when people dream, there's a time when they fall into their deep sleep that they don't dream. They'll usually, or they don't, their brain doesn't show enough activity that they're dreaming, and then they'll have a spike of activity, then it'll go back down and it goes back up and down, so it's like this wave. And mine was just like a constant plateau of activity, so my brain didn't ever sleep. And then during my daytime, dang fingers, during my daytime study where they would see how quickly I would fall asleep, which this is how they were testing for narcolepsy, because through my nighttime sleep they already knew that I had insomnia because of how long it took me to sleep. And so during the day when I had my naps, they told me, okay, it'll take you about 7 minutes. It takes the average person from laying there with their eyes closed about 7 minutes to drop off into a full sleep. Took me a minute and a half. Or they said a minute and a half to 3 minutes during the day to fall asleep. And that was from 8 a.m. to, when did they let me out? 6 p.m. Every 2 hours they made me do that. And every single time it was between 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes it took me to fall asleep compared to the normal 7 minutes. So they told me, yeah, you have insomnia and narcolepsy at the same time. which is frustrating. And there's really nothing you can do for it except there's no medicine. At least from what they told me, that there's no medicine. They told me the only thing that they could do was give me something for my insomnia to help me fall asleep at night. But I've tried pretty much everything there is on the market for falling asleep at night. It doesn't work. And they said for the narcolepsy, the only real treatment there is to have a regular sleep schedule. So go to bed and wake up at the exact same time every day, which work doesn't allow me to do. And then you're supposed to take scheduled naps throughout the day. So it's like it varies from person to person, but on average, around every 5 or 6 hours, you're supposed to take a 30-minute nap. That's not realistic for work, at least not in America. Which I hopefully can leave at some point. Oh yeah, I want to move out of America at some point. Where, I don't know yet. But I know I would have better opportunities to live my life somewhere else. So fingers crossed that one day I'll eventually be able to do something like that. I'm thinking Europe. I think Europe would be fun. Not sure where though. Maybe Sweden. Regardless, I'd need to learn a language. Well, I know some Spanish. Not a lot by any means, and my boyfriend knows German. We've both I took 3 years of Spanish and he took 3 years of German. So, we know some stuff. Alright, sit there, buddy. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be done with that. Because I can feel myself starting to feel nauseous, which means I'm usually gonna drop off. So, thank you for indulging me in this awkward, weird story time as I practiced some chords and strumming patterns. Bye.